The TTC has become more accessible in recent years, but we're told it's nowhere near where it needs to be.
It's really going to make life more inaccessible for people like me and people who are far more disabled than I am.
It'll feel a little bit like losing independence.
Losing independence, losing your right to access your city, to navigate your city like everybody else can navigate their city.
For 20 years, David Myers has relied on the ease and convenience of door-to-door taxi services to get from point A to point B at the cost of a subway ride. But as the TTC changes eligibility rules, he may be shifted to a program which would force him to take a mix of wheel-trans and conventional transit like buses, streetcars, and subways.
Depending on where I'm going in the city, I may have, double or triple the time and also the risk involved in traveling by multiple platforms.
Thousands of Wheel-Trans users have already been asked to re-register and in some cases prove their need for accommodation. The TTC says the changes are in line with provincial legislation and regulations that require alternative, accessible methods of transportation. But advocates tell us their goal is to shift 50% of current Wheel-Trans users to a mixed model to cut costs.
These conventional services were already adequate. Members of the disabled community would be using them.
Just because something seems accessible on paper doesn't mean it is in reality. So someone coming to today's event got off at the nearest transit station and the elevator was broken.
Advocacy group TTC Riders is demanding proper investments in transit that will keep people with disabilities safe.
We need to make sure that disabled people are treated as equal citizens in this province because they currently are not.
The Minister of Seniors and Accessibility responded in question period today but didn't say much.
I strongly believe that all Ontarians should have an equal opportunity, regardless of ability.
In a statement, the TTC tells us in part, the mixed-use program called Family of Services, which is not mandatory, allows customers with conditional eligibility more flexibility for spontaneous trips when the conditions of their disability allow them to travel on the conventional TTC. No one who qualifies for Wheel-Trans will ever be denied door-to-door service when they require it. They add eliminating the Family of Services program would potentially deny preferred travel times and access to door-to-door service for customers with unconditional eligibility. For City News, I'm Tina Yazdani.